I am here with Gary Phillips at the Highland Falls Senior Citizen Center. Mr. Phillips, thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
I am talking to all the candidates, and I'd like you to first just explain to me a little bit of who you are and why you're running.
Well, my name is Gary Phillips. I grew up in the village my whole life so far, 55 years, and hopefully keep going. I'm proud to be in Highland Falls Village. I really am. I love my village. I love the town. I love my neighbors. I've done a lot for the village. I was a firefighter for 6 years. I coached all local sports. I coached softball and soccer, and got the privilege, of coaching O'Neill sports for my daughters. CYO basketball. I've done a lot of community stuff. I volunteered quite a bit. I help out. I got to cater a lot of functions. I got a lot of kids grow up. I saw their kids. I did parties for them where I got to do their weddings down the road, which was a real pleasure. I don't think I'm getting old. I think they're getting older. I look the same. But it's nice. I walk down Highland Falls Main Street and I still say hi to everybody, because it's my village. And I'll never change that way. I help out my neighbor. I'll do whatever I can for anybody.
And you do spend a lot of time walking around Highland Falls with your dog, I believe.
Yes, I do. Bailey.
Has that impacted your decision to run?
Yes, it has. It has. It's quite a bit. It has. Just because Highland Falls needs a facelift. We need to bring it back up to what it used to be. We have a lot of people that are in the village that are, a big diversity of people, a lot of people who are new to the village. I want to make them feel welcome to the village. I want them to appreciate them being in Highland Falls. When they go to West Point, I want them to go through Highland Falls and say, wow, this is a nice village. This is a beautiful area. I want to come back here again and again. I want to live here. I want to put money into our village. That's what I would like to see.
Which just naturally leads us into the first question I've been asking everyone. What are some of the challenges you see in the village right now, and what can we do to fix those things?
Well, there's a lot of things that are very good about the village, and people who've been on the board and past mayors and past trustees have done very good of what they could do with what they have to work with, not taking away anything from anybody, what they did. Going forward, I'd like to see the storefronts look a little bit better. I like to see money that we can get from our government, not the people, not the taxpayers of Highland Falls or the village or the town, just the big companies, the big government that we can get money from to make our storefronts better, to help our small business, to dress up their storefronts, to make it more appealing, like I said before, to bring in tourists to enjoy our area, to enjoy the fine dining that we have in the areas. It's a big challenge. COVID hit a lot of people. It's a shame, and my heart goes out to the people that have lost family members due to COVID or lost their business. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy. It's something that I think brought us together closer as a village, made people more respectful to each other, and lend a helping hand. And that's what Highland Falls is about. We're hometown USA, not to be cliche. I remember being, with the fire department. I was at high school and I was next to my cousin in the fire department and we saw the buses come through. It was one of the great feelings that we had, because it made us hometown USA. The yellow ribbons, it was something that, kind of chokes you up, but something you remember that was historical, and it was something beautiful, and I want to keep going forward to that gateway to freedom in our hometown USA, to build it back up again and to make it look better.
COVID has affected funding as well for the municipalities. We have to regroup from that. Any ideas on taxes and services and what we can do to save some money while we're not earning as much?
Well, to cut down on taxes, and I'm not too knowledgeable on that, but there are, like I said, there are ways to look at, taxes. And one of the big questions everybody asks about consolidation. I know a lot of people from Fort Montgomery that don't want to consolidate because they don't want to pay more taxes. But to look at consolidation, first of all, we have to see if it's going to work. We have to sit down together and talk. We have to see if we're saving money, but I don't want to lose our services. I mean, we have a great village DPW and a great Highland Falls fire department and a great police department, and so does the town. The town DPW and fire department, I'm friends with 95% of them, and I fought fires with a bunch of the guys in the past, and we help out a lot of each other, and they're fantastic. But if you're not going to get the same service that goes for the town and goes for Highland Falls, why would you consolidate? Something you have to look into. And to me, I believe it's not up to the village board or the town board to make that decision. I believe it should be the people's vote. That's the way I believe it should happen. And as far as cutting taxes, we have to see, you know, to make things happen. Our infrastructures, we need the money for our sidewalks and for our, you know, the storefronts and for, you know, our area. I don't want to take away money that's going to make, you know, our working people do less with less pay. I don't want to do that. I'm not saying they're going to give them a big fat raise. That's not going to happen. You know, I don't want to go that way. I want to look at money I want to work smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? I want to work for the people and let them know what their thoughts are. What do we have? You know, open up the door. You know, everybody's talking about in the paper transparency. Give the ideas. You know what I'm saying? I just give ideas. Don't throw something to the wall just to see if it's going to stick there. We want to see if it's going to work, and that's what we would like to do.
So working with community residents, in your opinion, would be important?
Oh,
key?
absolutely. Because the thing is, I'm a supervisor for many, many years at West Point. My people make me look good. When I go up to the general and to, you know, the big brigade command, they say, "Oh, Gary, great job." I'm like, wasn't me. It's the people that make me look good, and I make you look good. We work for the village. They pay us, you know. So, and it's all our taxpayer money. I don't care if you're renting. I don't care if you own a home. You're still paying taxes because you're paying rent and so forth. So, the situation with that is that we work for the people, and that's what it is broken down to. We have to listen to the people. We just can't, you know, go in one ear and out the other. We have to be more open. We have to put the budget meetings to public. Let them look. We want to bring more people into the village board meetings. You know, let them decide what the fate is of our village. Let us either we fall together, we fail, or we succeed together. But without the village, we don't need a village board if we don't have a village.
The accessibility issue at Village Hall has come up a couple times with other candidates. Do you have any great ideas of where maybe village board meetings could be held or how, so that people could participate more? And we're sitting in this beautiful building that the current administration has gotten money to renovate, using it and.
You know, this is a beautiful building. It's absolutely, I haven't been here since I catered like 100 years ago, and it was the Knights of Columbus Hall, so things have changed in here quite a bit. The fire department's a great spot. Yep. I mean, there's plenty, and right now with the social distance, but we could use that. I mean, it's a building, you know, of the taxpayers, you know, and we could use that, and there's accessibility to it for handicap or that people have to go, because it's just a straight shot through. So I mean, that's a great idea in there. You know, too small of the other place, and I think that we need more room to look at the area. As far as to bringing in more people and everything. We need participation, where a lot of people don't participate, but they'll complain a lot on Facebook or in the paper. But if you don't put out your ideas, or if you don't participate, you're not part of the solution, you're just part of the problem.
The village board works with several groups, with beautification groups and things like that. More of that, less of that? The village getting out of the beautification issue, or staying in it but working with others? Well,
the thing is, for years I helped out, you know, decorating the area, you know, during the holidays and dropping off, you know, goods here and there, and to give them a hand. I've seen over the years the wedge put between, you know, Vision and the other beautifications that, you know, the people, I did this, I did that. It's ridiculous. It wasn't that way when I grew up. Everybody worked together. I don't see why we have to be separate. I can see as we work all together. You know, if if they want to take over the 4th of July committee, or if they want to take over decorating for the holidays, let them do it. The village will be there to back them up. We don't need to be praised on what we do. They're, like I said before, they make us look good.
Talk to me about your strengths in relation to your running mate's strengths.
You know, my running mates on our ticket are very hard workers. I mean, you know, Jim DeSalvo and Jimmy Ramus, they're hard-working people. It's like you give them a dog a bone and he's going to go to town on it. I mean, and they care about the village. They always have. They all grew up here. We had several talks, major meetings that of going forward that we all are on the same sheet of music. Their strengths are, like I said, their community pride is their strength, and that's what they are. They're phenomenal. Not taking away anything from any other candidate. You know, I'm friends with all of them. You know, family with some of them. So it's a thing that we'll all have to work together, and hopefully, some who do not win will still participate in making this village what it's supposed to be. You know.
One last question for you, Mr. Phillips. You made headlines last year with the whole running for the town board, being elected to the town board, and the Hatch Act. Do you want to address that in any way, or how that does not pertain to this election?
Yes, I heard a lot of complaints about it, and my main thing was I felt like I let down the people of the town on the town board, which everybody told me I didn't. But my personal feeling is I did. You know, not because it was my time and money. It's because I wanted to do things to go forward and to make things better, that we could work together. With the Hatch Act, I did call the lawyers because Mr. DeSalvo said, "Hey, Gary, does the Hatch Act have to involve you?" I said, "Jimmy, I've been in the government for 30 some odd years. Let me find out, you know." I asked the legal officer, they said, "No, Gary, you have no problem, it's a local election." Okay, no problem at all. So then when we did get selected, myself and Miss Talley, we won. Then they went up and they, you know, the people who, I don't know who, was not happy that we won. Then they put out the Hatch Act, and then we had to go through lawyers and everything else. I could have kept going and fight it, but I didn't want to fight it, you know. And the Hatch Act is a partisan party. Here in Highland Falls, the village is not a partisan party. But that's where that all landed. But I got a letter this time and saying, "Hey, listen, you're all good to go," from the lawyers, from, you know, West Point, and from everybody else. I wasn't going to jeopardize my job, but I don't want to let anybody down, and I'm not going to let anybody down. I'm the type of guy that I sweat the small stuff because I don't want to see it become big stuff. I don't want the negativity in the village.
We have 2 minutes left. Anything else you'd like to say to potential voters? You've been out and about knocking on doors, I understand?
Yes, I have. We've been putting a lot of flyers. I hate knocking on doors because I don't want to be bothered. People come home from work, they don't want to be bothered. You know, I don't want to bother them, you know. I know a lot of people. I still, like I said, walk down Main Street and say hello to everybody. Anything you need from me, I'm there for you. I'm old school. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it, you know. And that's from my father. But I will help out anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color, creed. It doesn't make a difference to me, you know. I'm going to joke around. I'm going to bust your chops while I'm helping you. But that's just me. And, you know, and you might see me walking down and help me out, and I'll have a cigar in my mouth, you know. But that's just me. But I am a Highland Falls resident. I'm pride and true. This is my village. This is my home. You know, and, you know, I don't, like the Bible says, love thy neighbor. Well, you know, I'm not preaching, but I'll do anything for anybody to help it. I want to make this village succeed with my running mates, Mr. DeSalvo and Mr. Ramus. And like I said, we work for the village. I wanted to make it better for everybody involved.
Great. If people want to get in touch with you before the election, how can they do that?
They can call me on my cell phone number, 845-926-7153. Get a hold of me all the time.
That's perfect. Thank you so very much.